Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss topic on web threads for organizations. So, getting into the topic, web threads for organization. As the internet and web is the way of working today in the interconnected digital economy, many of the business applications are web-based, with growing adoption of cloud computing. Therefore, cybercriminals find it convenient to use the net for committing the crimes. This leads to the web threats. Now, for organizations, web threats can be classified into two categories. One is the employees who can create the web threads, and second one is the IT management. Now, let us see what are the different web threads in detail.
Types of web threads. The first web thread and the basic common thing is that employee he is wasting most of the time on surfing the internet for unnecessary things. Now employee is given a system, or he might be given a laptop, and he might be given a high speed internet connection in order to do the work. But what the employee he will be doing, not all the employees, some of the employees, what they will be doing, instead of doing their work, they will be either surfing the internet for other things, or they might be using the social networking sites, like they might be active on Facebook, or they might be active on Twitter. All those things they will be doing, or they might be playing some online games instead of doing the work. So what happens here, the internet, whatever the internet the organization is providing, they are wasting the internet, as well as they are wasting their productive time. So for example, 10 employees are given 10 employees are given a single project. So what happened in that one, 6 people, they are working very productively, and remaining 4 people are there. What those 4 people are doing, instead of doing the work, they might be wasting the time. But at the end of the day, what they have to do, all these 10 people, they are responsible for whatever the project they have given. So 6 people, they might be working very hard productively, but 4 people are not doing their work properly. So as a result, the team gets blamed for that one, not that 4 people. So what happened, in order to avoid, or in order to handle such type of employees, what the organization has to do is that they have to keep some guidelines. So when to use the internet and how to use the internet. Now they can see their social networking sites when it's a leisure hour, when they are given the break times, they can see. But what our friends will be doing, all the time they will be sitting on the net. In the break time, they will be doing the work in order to give the show. So in order to do that one, first what they have to do is that they have to lay some of the computing guidelines or internet usage guidelines. So before the HR should give, these are the policies, or these are the guidelines. If you omit these guidelines, penalty or actions will be taken, or some memos will be issued. So they have to lay some rules so that they should obey that rules. And next one is that the IT managers, they have an option in order to monitor the internet activity. So what you are doing by using the internet, they have a software. So what the IT management they have to do is that in the servers, they have to install the softwares in order to monitor the internet activity. So some of the softwares we can see that Net Balancer, NetGuard, these two are one of the best. Net Balancer, it is a paid one, but NetGuard, it is a free software in order to monitor the internet activity. So like who are using what websites, and how much time they are using the internet, for what purpose they are using the internet, they can see. So by these two, to some extent, they can safeguard, or they can safeguard the internet surfing time wasted on the by the employees. Next one, it is enforcing the policy usage in the organizations. So what happens? We said already we have to give some guidelines, or we have to give some guidelines to the employees. So instead of giving the guidelines, the organizations, they can give the policies. Okay, they can give the policies before itself, and this policies, it is applicable to the whole organizations. Now this security policies, they are laid by the management. So this is the diagram. This is a diagram which shows the hierarchy of security management. So first happens, now statement, the policies will be given by the senior manager. Now for example, like the policies might be, for example, they have given you a laptop, right? In that laptop, the operating system has get corrupted. So what can be the reason for the corruption of operating system? You might have installed a pirated software, or you might have downloaded some illegal videos or pirated videos or music files. So it is your responsibility to repair that laptop. So that is the thing. And the one thing is that, so and what type of antivirus they have to use, and to which systems they have to give the antivirus. So all these are the policies. Now this will be given by the senior management. Senior management is nothing but maybe the directors of the organization. Next, and coming to that, from that policy, from that, whatever the policy statement policies given by the senior management, the organization, it will lay out a general policies. Now to all the employees, they will be giving a general policies. And then from that general policies, you're going to create a functional policies. Now functional policies is nothing but to particular departments. So now, for example, HR department is there. Now HR department, it won't be using any softwares like database management software, or it cannot use a Java software, or it cannot use a Python software, right? So all these are used by a front-end developers. But HR people, what they need a much suited MS Office. It's enough in order to maintain all the documents, Word documents. So based on the department, again they will be categorizing the policies. And then what are the standards they have to follow, to which extent they have to follow the standards, and then they are going to, any recommended standards are there. Now apart from the senior management, now IT management people will be there. So what standard they will recommend in order to safeguard the organization's web threats. And then in the last, they will be giving a detailed procedures, like in order to maintain an organization from web attack, what procedures we can follow. It means that, for example, every time virus is attacking our systems, so which type of antivirus softwares we have to choose, and in how many days or for how many years we have to take the license, and when to update the license, and how to update the license, and who are responsible for updating all those things. So this will be the hierarchy. So what happens, you're going to distribute the policies among the employees so that they can safeguard the web threats or any type of attacks. And next one, it is same thing. We are monitoring and controlling the employees' internet surfing. Check the cookies of the employees in order to see which site they are doing. And next one is that you can block the unnecessary sites. Now, for example, many employees are using the social networking sites. Okay, so what happened? You can block that social networking sites, or you can keep a firewall in order to block that social networking sites. For example, if I want to block the Facebook and I want to block the Twitter account, so I can block that one. So through my IP address, no one can access the particular sites. Or in the mobile phones also, we cannot access that particular sites. And another one is that, next, coming to the next one, it is keeping security patches and virus signatures up to date. Now, for example, I have installed an operating system. So after 1 year or 2 years, what I have to do is that I have to update my operating system, or it can be any software. Now patches are nothing but it's a code. Okay, you will be getting a versions. Now that versions are nothing but your code. Now we have, before we have Windows 7 operating system, and now we got Windows 8. Now many of them are using a Windows 10, right? So it's whatever are there. So the old operating system also you can use. Windows 7 also I can use, but I have to give a updated version of Windows 7. So up to date you have to do. Now for example, if my Windows 7 is outdated, so what happens? There is a chance of viruses entering into my system, or there is a chance of backdoors entering into my system. And then next, if you are taking the antivirus, so virus signatures are nothing but your antivirus softwares, or your spywares, or anti-malware softwares, or anti-keyloggers. All those things you're going to you have to update it. It has to be up to date. And next one, it is next web threat. It can be a surviving in the era of legal risks. Now for example, me as an employee, what I have done, I have to create a e-commerce website. Now for example, I have to create a online shopping website. So what I have done, I did a much part I have did, but at some database point of view or somewhere, I got struck. So what I will be doing, I might be copying the content without a legal permission. I will be copying the content from another software. Now for example, Flipkart is there and Amazon is there. Now Flipkart software, it is developed some XYZ company. Now ABC company, it is developing Amazon. For example, Amazon is under development, suppose we think. So what I have done, without the permission, or we can say simply without the copyright, okay, without the copyright or without the legal permission from the from that ABC company, what I have done, I have taken the software somehow I have steal the software, or somehow I have gathered the software code and I have put it in my Amazon website development. So it is a legal risk. It is a legal risk to the corporate. Now, as an employee of some ABC company, what I have done a illegal thing of stealing a software. Now it is not only the responsibility of that particular employee, but it is also the responsibility of an organization. Now that particular organization, whatever the ABC organization is there, it has to go under the legal risk. Or now suppose this Flipkart has cased a file on ABC software or ABC company. So that company along with the employee, they have to go under the jurisdiction. So that is one of the things. So whatever the legal risks are there, whatever the acts are there, we have to obey that particular acts and we have to follow. And we cannot download the pirated softwares. Already we said in the before class, right? So what happens? The organization should not download the pirated software. Now some employees, what they will be doing, they might be having one software. Now for example, I have an Oracle software. Okay, my company has given to work on the Oracle database. But what happened, that Oracle database, it is difficult for me to work on that. So instead of Oracle database, what I will be doing, I will be taking a MySQL, which is free of cost. Or if I go for the advanced version, I have to pay some amount, or simply I will get it online for pirated software. So what I will be doing, I will be downloading my SQL pirated software and I will be working on it. So when I downloaded the pirated software, already we said that we will be having a inspections by the organization, whether they are using a licensed softwares or not. Now, for example, that employee, he did not intimate to the organization. He did not intimate that he had used a different software, and that too he did not purchase the software. So again, the organization has to it has to overcome that consequences. And the thing is that you should not download any illegal images, or you should not download any illegal content from the web. So whatever the thing is that, along with the employee, the organization has to face the problems. And next one, it is a bandwidth wastage issues. So bandwidth is nothing but the speed and the rate at which we are using the internet. So nowadays, we are not only just sending the mails, right? What we are doing is that we are sending the videos online. We are conducting the online classes. We are conducting online conferences, all those things. So in order to conduct the online classes, okay, 10 minutes. Okay, then. In order to conduct the online classes, or in order to conduct all these things, what happened? We need a much speed internet. Okay, you need some gigabytes of internet, and the data uses also, we need some gigabytes of data. Each day we might be using some gigabytes of data. So what happened? The company is providing much bandwidth, and we have to use it very useful manner. We cannot use in order to download the movies, or you should not use in order to download the music files or your personal content in the office. So next one is mobile workers pose security challenges. So already we said that mobile workers will be there. Some people, what they will be doing, they will be sitting in the office and they will be doing. And another person on the same project, he will be working from home. And what happens if he is working from home? What happens? He has to send the data to the computer, or he has to send the data to the office through the network. So if it is there within the office range, so what happens within that office range? We will be keeping a security. Either we will be using a firewalls, or either we will be using the antivirus for the whole network. We are speaking about the network here. Okay, network, or we might be using some encryption techniques while sending the data. But the person who is working from home, what happens? His system might not have a antivirus, or he might be sending the data without encryption. So there what happens? Some third party can steal the data, or within the network some virus can affect that particular code of data or that particular information. So these are the security challenges. Like if they are working from the home, what happens? This is the thing. So there may be a much effect of virus, or much effect of worm. And another thing is that, now for example, if you are working in an office location, so what happened? You will be given a web access, or you will be giving a mail IDs belonging to that organization. So within that office premises only you can access your mails. So once you come out of the office, you cannot access that particular mails. So within that firewall range only, or within that network range only, you can access that pixel. Now for example, St. Peter's College is there. Now St. Peter's College, they have given some college mail IDs to the staff. So what happens? That college mail IDs will be working within that particular range. They have set some settings in the firewall that, or while creating that particular mail IDs, or while creating that particular group, they have created that they should work within this IP range only. So once they come out of that IP range, we cannot do it. So what happens now if he is working from the home? He is not in that IP range. Now, in order to send the mail, he won't be using the office mail, but he might be using his personal mail. Someone might hacked his personal mail, or someone might have cracked his password. So what happened? There is a chance of loss of data. And next one is challenges in controlling to web applications. So already we said, in order to control the different web applications, you have to block the unnecessary websites. And the bane of malware. So in order to affect the malicious malwares, is nothing but the virus, worms, Trojan horses and backdoors. So in order to avoid all these of malwares, what they will be doing is that you have to block the dangerous sites. Now, once while using that site, a virus might have entered into a system. So what you have to do is that you have to block that site, such type of dangerous websites, or you should update your antivirus softwares or anti-malware softwares. And the next thing is the need for protecting multiple office and multiple locations. So next one is that now, for example, now we are using as globalization has been increased, right? Now one office will be at Hyderabad, other office will be at Bangalore. Now one person in the Hyderabad, he will be working on the front end, and another person, he might be working on the back end, or he might be working on the database work of a project. So what happened? These front end and the back end, I should club them, right? I should club them. But how to club that one, like how to interact between the multiple offices, is that it is through internet based hosted service. Already we learned cloud computing, right? So there is a small gap between cloud computing and internet based hosted service. So cloud computing is that different companies will be there, they will be using a cloud computing, whereas this internet based host service, it is used by only single organization. Now for example, IBM is there. So IBM, for example, IBM company is there, IBM company of Hyderabad and IBM company of Bangalore or Bombay, they can be using this internet based hosted service. Or now for example, cloud computing is there. Now IBM company is there, Infosys company is there. So if they are using the network, or if they are using the same resources, different companies using the same resources, it is called a cloud computing. So in order to this one, what they will be using, in order to protect the network while sending the data, they will be using a internet based hosted service. So example, it is a web host. Now this web host, what they will be doing, they will be providing the resources so that all the companies, all the different employees who are working on a similar project, they can work in a single work bench without sending the data. So if I'm working on the front end, in the same workbench, I can use a back end. So you can club them at a single point of contact. So this is the need for protecting multiple offices and locations.
That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.